You're standing around a fire. It's 50,000 BC. The sun just went down. No Netflix, no phone, no inbox dread. Just you, the flames, and thick smoke curling into your face. Then one ancestor thought, what if I did that on purpose? This is the story of how humans discovered smoking, not cigarettes or cigars, the very first intentional inhale. And why this might be one of our oldest habits, because smoking doesn't start with tobacco. Not with colonial trade routes, not with Native American ceremonies, not even with agriculture. The desire to inhale smoke might be hardwired into us. It could predate civilization entirely. And the evidence is genuinely insane. Let's start with fire. Before you can smoke anything, you need fire, and fire has been with us for a very long time. The oldest confirmed controlled fire dates back 1 million years, from Wonderwork Cave in South Africa. Archaeologists found burnt ash and charred bone, not wildfire, deliberate, contained fire inside a cave. 1 million years ago, we weren't even Homo sapiens. That was Homo erectus. Smaller brain, heavier brow, zero interest in being told what to do. They sat around fires just like us. They cooked, they stayed warm, they huddled in the dark, and they breathed smoke every single day. For hundreds of thousands of years, every human near a fire inhaled smoke. Unavoidable, constant, no app to check it. But here's where it gets interesting. Some smoke wasn't just wood smoke. Burn organic matter and you get a cocktail of compounds. Some plants release psychoactive chemicals when combusted. Alkaloids, terpenes interact with our nervous system in noticeable ways. Some ancestors were accidentally getting high around campfires. They had no idea why they felt amazing. This isn't fringe science. Researchers have proposed this for decades. Early humans were regularly exposed to psychoactive plants. Cannabis, entheogens. They grew everywhere. The human brain has receptors that respond to cannabinoids. They didn't evolve because of cannabis. They're part of our endocannabinoid system, regulating mood, memory, appetite. So when a human first inhaled burning cannabis smoke, their brain said, "Oh, hello, I've been waiting for you." That first accidental hit around a prehistoric fire, that might be the true origin of smoking. Not a decision, not a plan, just a pleasant accident repeated enough times. Someone eventually thought to recreate it on purpose. Think about that. The entire trillion-dollar tobacco industry, centuries of ritual shamanism medicine, all started because a tired hunter sat downwind of the wrong bush and had a really unexpectedly great evening. History is beautiful in the most absurd ways. Now let's be careful with timelines. Ancient humans smoked things. Ancient humans cultivated things to smoke. Very different claims. Let's see what archaeology actually tells us. The oldest direct evidence of intentional cannabis use? A burial site in Central Asia around 500 BC. Wooden braziers with superheated stones. Residue from cannabis with unusually high THC content. Not wild cannabis. This was the good stuff. Placed directly in a ritual burial context. That's roughly 2,500 years ago. But does absence of older evidence mean it didn't happen earlier, or just that we haven't found it yet? Organic material, seeds, leaves, fiber, almost never survives thousands of years. Stone tools last forever. A wooden pipe filled with herbs, gone in centuries. A leather pouch of cannabis, dissolved back into earth. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. There's also the Herodotus problem. Herodotus, the Greek historian, wrote in the 5th century BC. He described Scythian nomads doing a vapor bath. They'd heat stones, throw hemp seeds on them, then sit inside tents, inhaling smoke, howling with pleasure. For centuries, historians thought he exaggerated. Then archaeologists excavated Scythian burial mounds. They found bronze braziers, heated stones, hemp residue, exactly what Herodotus described. He wasn't embellishing, he was underselling it. Now, tobacco, what most people associate with smoking. Tobacco is native to the Americas. Completely unknown to Europe, Africa, Asia, until contact in the late 15th century. In 1492, European explorers saw indigenous people with glowing sticks, inhaling smoke from burning dried leaves. Columbus wrote about it in his journal. His crew was baffled. Within weeks, they tried it themselves, because of course they did. But tobacco use in the Americas is far older. Chemical residues in pipes date back 3,500 years. Some researchers say 10,000 years or more, tied to cultivation in the Amazon. Here's the key thing about ancient American tobacco. It was not recreational. It was sacred. Used in healing rituals, spirit communication, tribal agreements. Blowing smoke was blessing, connection, respect. A shaman smoking wasn't taking a break. He was opening a channel between worlds. Smoke was a living messenger, carrying prayers up, bringing visions down. That framing matters. It explains why tobacco was so ritualized, so controlled. When something is sacred, you treat it with reverence. You don't chain smoke it watching TV. Tobacco as a casual everyday habit, that's an almost entirely European invention, and a fairly recent one. Now, let's go back further. There's a piece of this story most people haven't heard. In 2019, researchers made a discovery in Utah, a 12,000-year-old hearth with wild tobacco seeds. Not accidentally blown in, deliberately placed, predating any pipes or pottery in the region. It pushes back tobacco use by thousands of years and raises a fascinating question. If people were throwing tobacco into fires 12,000 years ago, what were others doing with local psychoactive plants? Because humans were everywhere, Africa, Asia, Europe, Australia, the desire to alter consciousness is universal. Let me throw something wild at you. The intoxication hypothesis, taken seriously by anthropologists. Across every documented human culture, people seek altered states, fermented drinks, mushrooms, smoke, chewed leaves. This behavior is so universal, so persistent. Some researchers believe it's not accidental. Ronald Siegel proposed the pursuit of intoxication is a fourth drive, alongside hunger, thirst, sex, embedded in animal behavior, not just human. Elephants seek fermented fruit. Reindeer in Siberia eat psychedelic mushrooms, then drink the urine of reindeer who ate them. The compounds pass through intact. Reindeer doing drug recycling. Honestly, respect. If the drive is this deep and old, early humans were absolutely exposing themselves to psychoactive smoke. Long before domestication, pottery, or pipes, maybe they burned plants in rituals. Maybe they chose campsites near specific plants for exactly this reason. They learned which smoke made you feel good and which made you feel like dying. With some plants, that distinction kills you once, before you figure it out. Trial and error, prehistoric style, very high stakes, occasionally fatal. But the ones who survived remembered. They told others, passed it down. Knowledge that never got written but got lived. Lived experience passed mouth to ear around the fire. Now, smoking as medicine rarely discussed, long before recreational or spiritual use. The Ebers Papyrus, Ancient Egypt, 1550 BC, describes inhaling smoke from heated herbs for throat and lung conditions. Yes, they treated lung problems by inhaling smoke. Seems insane from our perspective, but the herbs they used had genuine pharmacological properties. Henbane, aromatics, they work when inhaled. The ancient Greeks used fumigation too. Hippocrates wrote about it, inhaling herbal vapors for lung diseases. The thinking wasn't crazy. Smoke reaches the lungs directly. If the plant has medicinal properties, it makes sense. The lungs as a delivery mechanism. We still do this today. Inhalers, anesthetic gases. The delivery method survived. The burning part, thankfully, mostly didn't. Ancient Indian Ayurvedic medicine describes dhumapana, smoke drinking, through pipes with detailed protocols. Across China, Mesopotamia, Greece, India, every civilization has evidence of therapeutic smoke inhalation. Not because they were addicted, not because it was cool. Because it worked, or at least sometimes worked. In a world without antibiotics, that was a meaningful bar. One more angle, social bonding. Humans are deeply social, evolved in groups. Group cohesion was life or death. Shared rituals built trust and coordination. Shared psychoactive experiences create powerful social bonds. Modern neuroscience confirms this. Shared rituals synchronize neural activity, increase trust, deepen group identity. So when ancients sat together inhaling psychoactive smoke, that wasn't just fun, it was social technology. The smoke circle was infrastructure. It built the trust to face danger together. By the time history begins, everywhere humans lived, they were already finding ways to put smoke into their bodies. The behavior was already ancient. So next time you're around a fire or catch wood smoke on a cold night, remember you're doing what humans have always done. You're breathing.